Sports Betting.
We are live, episode number 96. I am your co-host Pisky, and I am joined, as always, by the one and only Godfather.
Buongiorno.
Buenos dias, Godfather. We're live from the southwest of Calgary, Alberta, on my end. Yes. And I just want to make a quick note right out of the gate here. Obviously, you guys can see that my background is a lot different than it usually is. I'm not in a phone booth at WeWork. The WeWork is in hardcore downtown Calgary, and I just didn't feel like going there today. So I'm at this badass, you can see it, Airbnb that, listen to this, Godfather.
You're staying at an Airbnb?
Yes, because folks, what I'm doing, my brother lives out here in Calgary, and
he doesn't want you over. I got it.
My brother and my sister's kids' birthdays are a week apart, so they're having a birthday party today. We're recording on Saturday this week. They're having a birthday party today, and again, I pulled another Dominican Republic and didn't tell any of my family members that I was coming out here. So I came out here with Britt, my girlfriend, and my grandmother. We took a flight from Toronto.
You dragged Mo along as well?
I dragged Mo along, yes. And yes, we jumped on a plane. We got here in the wee hours Thursday morning. Got into this Airbnb, and it's a few blocks away from my brother's place. So we went over there yesterday. Stay tuned to my social media. I'm going to post 5 surprises, Godfather. 5 surprises. When I showed up to my brother's house yesterday, I knew my parents would be babysitting the kids.
I hate your surprises. So
you hate, yeah. Well, the internet loves them. So too bad, so sad for you. 5. So I got my mom. I got my dad, who came back from grocery shopping. Shocked the hell out of him again. I got Courtney, who's my brother's girlfriend. I got my brother, and today I get my sister. So yeah, I am super fired up, and we got some changes here, folks.
Like, hold on, for the record, tell your I want to know for your listeners, for our listeners.
Yeah,
say the truth. You had lots of psychological issues growing up. You had to be I don't understand your
why.
You who tries to give their parents a fucking heart attack every 2 weeks?
Dude, this is the best. Aside from doing it to you,
you were raised in my family, let me tell you, and my people, dude. Oh, you're not gonna see Polly no more.
Listen. I don't buy BMWs. I don't wear Louis Vuitton.
Good.
Right? I work hard at what I've done in the past and what I'm currently doing, what we're currently doing. I work hard to do shit like this to my family. Call me crazy, but that's what I do. And I looking at the reaction on my mother's face and my father's face,
poor son,
and my brother and Courtney, and again today with my sister, it is priceless. And watching my grandmother crack up in the background, dude, there's no better feeling. Honestly, there is no better. Even hitting a Mexican baseball game that we're about to get into, or winning any kind of bets that you make, it doesn't compare to doing this stuff with your family. It really doesn't. So familia number one. You've always said that. You taught me that at a young age, Godfather. Familia always number one. Here we are.
I taught you a lot of fucking things. Let me tell you.
Okay, so today, folks, because I'm on location, you have taught me a lot of things. Sorry, I just totally.
Yeah. Don't be dismissive.
Today, folks, what we're gonna do, the Godfather and I have it written down here. Come on, Toastmasters. We have played at 33 different sports books combined, obviously, and there's a couple duplicates in there. So I'm gonna say high 20s. Since September, when we had decided to, continue doing this hashtag always betting thing. And we are going to go through them one by one in this episode. We're going to tell you our feelings, our thoughts, The emotions are going to be high when I say some of the names of these places because we've had some troubles this past week with sports books. The Godfather's
Look
been
at me.
losing his mind.
Look at me. I
Yeah,
couldn't
not
even
dressed up,
bring
not
myself
shaved.
to shave. No, nothing. Terrible week. You know, terrible? Terrible
Brutal.
week. Terrible week. This is how I look when I have a terrible week.
We got cheated. We got cheated. We got stolen.
We
from.
got
Okay, so
robbed.
we did get robbed. We did get robbed. And you know what?
You-
We're gonna start with this because I want to start with some
When
meat. I've
you
been told
steal from me,
from the familia.
minimum, lifetime enemy. Lifetime. In
Yes.
30 years, you're gonna come and visit me at some fucking old age home, and you're gonna say, "Hey, play any Mexican baseball," and I'm gonna go crazy. They're gonna have to call the fucking attendants in to calm me down. They're gonna double up my meds. Let's go.
Okay. On that note, just a couple quick things to get out of the way here. This Airbnb that you're looking at behind me, Godfather, the best Airbnb I've ever stayed at. The cleanest,
way.
the nicest. I'm telling you. You
No
know I've
way.
traveled a
No
lot.
way.
You know
You've
I've
stayed-
traveled a lot.
Yes, you have, and I've stayed in some of those places. That can't be the best.
I'm telling you, this is
See?
a 2-bedroom basement apartment in the
Yes.
southwest of Calgary. So a little bit of ways away
saved
from
the
the
best.
downtown core. But if you're ever coming to Calgary and you need an Airbnb to stay at in the southwest section,
Okay.
hit me up. Send
What's
me a
so-
DM.
What's so good
What?
about it? What's so good about it?
Dude, there's barely crumbs in the toaster.
Oh,
That's how good it is.
You know,
It's
you want to run a business,
Beautiful.
you got to run
The
it properly.
beds are amazing. The bathroom is amazing. Whoever decorated this place, I'm telling you, the host's name is Tanya. So shout out to Tanya because this place is stunning. Stunning.
Well, you
Yes.
know, if I ever have
So, I
business
gotta-
in Calgary,
I got to give credit where credit is due. Okay, and the second thing I wanted to quickly mention is we're doing something different here. You guys can see my mic today. I feel like I've been listening to other podcasts. I feel like we sound distant, Godfather. Distant. So I'm trying to get more of our voices into this.
If it was up to me, we wouldn't even fucking be doing this. But anyway, let's
Well,
go.
now we're getting some help. I hope you guys enjoyed the captions in last episode with Tabitha. I got to give a shout. Yeah, there's caption. Yeah, you didn't watch it? You didn't watch the episode? You
I
always
know
watch the
that.
episodes.
Well, you know what? Somebody pissed me off, made some comments about, about me, and I take shit personal, so I may not have noticed the captions, but
Well, captions, a thumbnail on YouTube. I'm going to give a shout out to Robin. She's going to be watching this shortly to edit it all of it for us. She's helping us out with this social media stuff. So shout out to Robin. And she's going to make us look better. And that last episode was already like a good 5x better, I think, than our episodes in the past. Visually.
as long as you're happy, as long as you're happy. Aesthetically.
Aesthetically. There you go. Thank you.
I can barely speak, and you want to
Okay.
go Toastmasters. I don't fucking know.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The Godfather's
Let's go.
hot. He's been swearing at me all week long. We're having a little bit of a rough week. Seems to be
Terrible week.
Every big bet that we put in loses, and all the small ones win. So you know what happens when that happens. Not great. The score
Very
bet
angry.
is one of the first places that we want to talk about. That's a place that if people remember way back when, if you follow me on TikTok, the score bet invited us before things were legal here in Ontario. Well, I'm in Alberta right now, but in Ontario, they invited us to a nice VIP box at a Blue Jays game with unlimited food, unlimited drink. The Godfather and I went. We brought our friend Mikey the Runner. We also brought another friend of ours, Mr. Plus EV Analytics. It was a great time. And then, maybe a week after that, we got a call from the sales rep saying, Fisk, you got to take down all content from Scorebet. He got in some hot water. I guess we was not supposed to be associating with people.
Your name is Mud. Your
deemed
name is
to
Mud.
be unrecreational, but we are recreational. That was then. This is now. We are recreational bettors. But Godfather, let the people have it. What in the hell happened at the Scorebet?
They stole from me this week. They stole from me. They're refusing to call me back, but if they think for 1 second I'm going to let this go, let me tell you,
I'm laughing,
it's
but it's
not
not funny.
it's not even the amount involved. It's they don't want to admit that their system 100% glitched. 100% glitched. Okay? I'm not going to get into the specifics of why I'm fucking playing Mexican baseball. Okay? But I'm playing Mexican baseball. I play a market, okay? 4:05 p.m. 4:05 p.m. You've been telling people for X number of years that you have this extensive experience in this industry. Let me ask you a question that no one from the score will answer. Okay? Do you, the score, or any other sports book offer baseball markets a day in advance?
How many days in advance?
A day in advance. Don't even try answering it because I know the answer. I've done this. I've raised 3 children. I ask questions I know the answer to.
And you've worked in a sports book for the majority of your adult life.
Don't even bring that up. Even though I did when I was talking to them, I said, don't blow smoke up my ass. I got 35 years when it was the only show in town. Me. Only show in town. And you happen to work with me. And you know the amount of stress and weight on my shoulders trying to offer a shitty product. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
okay.
The answer to the question is no. There are no baseball markets that are offered a day in advance. C'est impossible.
I mean, without offering the game the day of?
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No games on Wednesday, but there's games on Thursday. Maybe somebody offers a game a day in advance. This is not the case. Between the same two teams?
There you go. So I'll give the specifics to everyone because I'm sure there's a few people that are a little bit confused right now. Why the fuck is Godfather losing his mind again?
I'm losing my mind because you can't steal from me.
He played.
And you can't give me bullshit.
We played. Okay, we have these friends in Mexico. They sent us a text message. They're like, this game, lock. Which doesn't exist, but we'll just say that it does. Lock. So let me and the Godfather discuss.
Good value.
Good value.
Plus EV.
There you
all the
go.
shit that all these people talk about.
Exactly. There is this value on this Mexican baseball game. You guys should consider playing it. The Godfather and I discuss. We go, okay, yeah, we're going to play it.
Let me see who carries it.
4:05 is when we placed the wager on April 23rd. The game itself was at 9 p.m. on April 23rd.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So we play the game, no problem. It wins. Our friends were right.
4-2.
Shout out to our friends. 4-2. We were under 9.5, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay.
4-2.
4-2.
6. Under 9.5.
Correct. In half the accounts that we played this game, correct. W. Victory. Check mark.
Shout out to DraftKings. No problem.
Did you have to argue with DraftKings, though?
No.
Okay, they graded it right.
They graded it correctly day of.
Yes.
Because some books, when they say under 9.5 today, and I have a fucking screenshot that says 4:05, April 23rd, today, 9:35. How does it not get graded until the next day? I'm looking at it.
That's it. So half the places that we played it at, the next day when we logged in, the Godfather calls me, and I know when the Godfather calls me.
I don't want to call you if I don't. I don't want to call you if I don't have to.
We have a big problem. And I'm like, okay, let's maintain it though.
No, it's a big problem.
It's a big problem. He told me this game. Do you remember the two teams? Something Quintana or something? I don't know.
Quintana Roo versus Leones of some. There's like fucking 5 Leoneses in the Mexican baseball league. I mean, LMB,
So he
whatever.
Yes. Thank God I'm wearing. I'm at an Airbnb.
I'm
You have to
sorry.
be respectful
Well,
to the people around. Thank God I'm wearing these. You're
Well-
screaming at the top of your lungs. Your poor family.
My
So
poor
I
family.
look into it, and half the places I played it as well. Some of them
upset.
graded it as a win, others still pending. So I'm like, okay, you know what? It's Mexican baseball. Just leave it alone. They're probably slow.
Bad
And
mistake.
we'll just get
Bad
to it.
mistake.
In hindsight, it was a mistake. Yes, okay. Because I didn't want to deal with the customer service. I didn't want to have to start arguing with these people. FanDuel did it to me. I'm playing at FanDuel.
How
FanDuel
many
did to me.
emails did you send?
One. No, I went
One?
on chat at FanDuel.
You want to know how many I got? 13 and counting. 13. 13 and a callback that somebody called.
Somebody called you?
Yes. From the score.
Okay.
Some woman. I called her hyena because that's the way it sounded, but I don't know if it was. But I don't care.
Okay.
The call mysteriously dropped after she said she was putting me on hold. They haven't called me back. I've called 3 more times. So 4 phone calls, 13 emails. Now I'm going to go on their social media, okay? Because I just want to let the people know. Anybody watching this podcast, okay? I'm not only like this when somebody says something disparaging about my family members or PISC, or I get like this. When you try to rob from me, you tried to rob? Not try. You did.
Okay, let's get back on track and explain to the people how they robbed us. So, half the accounts still pending, half the accounts graded as dubs. Godfather's freaking out. I say, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. I go and look at, yes, the same 2 teams are playing the next day. April 24th is when we're having this conversation.
Hello.
And I'm like, okay, just same 2 teams are playing. But obviously, being Mexican baseball, they're not offering it 2 days in advance. There's no chance.
No, the line was different on the 24th. It was 8.5. I got.
Unless there's somebody out there, and please let us know if we're wrong, because we can be wrong, right? We're just 2 dummies. Who cares? Who knows?
I'm not wrong.
If something on the 24th, was this like a major game on the 24th? I don't think so. No. Because there was a game on the 23rd, there was a game on the 24th, and there was a game on the 25th. 3-game series. Right? Just like they do in the Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Right? If you're playing on the 23rd, in Mexican baseball, you think that you're playing the game. You're playing the game on the 23rd. And these websites are telling us, no. Oh, no. You got to read the description because you guys played something that's on the 24th.
No, impossible.
But you're offering it on the 20th. That's bullshit.
Impossible.
In the OLG, we would call that a game descriptor error, I believe. Right? You remember that shit? Okay. So I got onto chat with FanDuel. I'm like, no. Come on. I've been in the industry too. I didn't say it like that, but I said, no. You guys clearly made a grading error.
I hate flexing my experience. But you know, they started sending me those scripted messages. Oh, you're in the right hands. That was on the 3rd email. Oh, that they're going to take care of me. No, you're not taking care of me. You did nothing to take care of me. And I kept reminding them. The next 10 emails back and forth, I started every single one of them with, yeah, I'm in good hands, huh? You guys can't even answer a question. Why would you be offering a April 24th market for a game on the 23rd? How is that possible? Your system glitched. Capiche? Or no?
No, it's clearly an error. It's clearly an error.
Well, my account says it's been graded correctly.
Okay, so let's fast forward to the 24th. We leave these pending games pending. Godfather, I want to cash out. I'm like, don't cash out. We're in the right. Even if we got to make a claim. But maybe we don't have to make a claim the next day because maybe this game, I went and checked the line. The line on the 24th was, we had an under 9.5. The line on the 24th was an 8.5. So I'm like, Godfather, we have a run in our favor. Chances are it's going to go under again. Just leave it, and it'll correct itself. But no, you paid attention to the game. What happened to the game on the 24th?
5-2, bottom of the ninth, 4 runs in. 6-5 final. You believe that? You believe that?
So we got some bad
I'm
luck
following.
there.
I'm tailing and following LMB. Quintana Roo Conquistadores versus Los Toros de Aguasalientes or something. Like, do we understand what's going on here?
Brutal. So then, yeah, of course,
you did this to me. You did this to me. You gave me the Malocchio too. Look what I gotta carry around. Look what I gotta have. I gotta have my anti-Malocchio material with me. Okay? And the lady that spationad me, that means she took the Malocchio away. When she takes the Malocchio away, she describes the person that gave it to you. Do you know what she said? She said,
salt and pepper?
No, yeah. She says he's a guy. He's on the social media. He got the salt and pepper. He very positive. He gave you the Malocchio. She told me. You're lucky. Fucking shit.
So the score, we got to keep it on track here. We said this is going to be a shorter episode because we're just going to say a few words about every.
We're going to talk 1 hour about the score.
It robbed me. So that obviously the score grades it as a loss. FanDuel grades it as a loss. You know, all the credit books got it right. So shout out to the black market of sports betting because they know how to do their job better than the legalized side.
Good.
And that's not even a joke.
We don't want. We're not flexing, and it's not for the $500 turnaround. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to be up 250 on that. Instead, I'm now down 250. You know, it's not for that. It was the responses coming back to me.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, because you effing mofo. Fucking reading from a script. I don't know who, hyena, I don't know who gave you a fucking job, but let me tell you, you should not be answering Stugats.
So they
won't answer my question. They still have not answered. My final email question was, you can grade it whatever way you want, but someone at the score has to tell me, do you offer baseball markets between the two same teams a day in advance? Do you? Or was it just on the 23rd? No answer. No answer. That's okay. My family had suffered for 3 days. I have suffered. I can't shave. I'm down this week. I cannot afford razors or shaving cream. It's terrible.
We're getting our ass kicked this week. This sucks.
It's terrible. So
you know what sucks in sports betting?
But you can't get
losing.
robbed.
Losing.
You know, shout out to Luis, Costa Rica. You cannot rob from me. You cannot. No. It's not going to end well for anybody.
Off the rails. Off the rails.
Off the rails. I'm sorry.
Another episode.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
This beautiful Airbnb, I'm going to get kicked out.
You're going to get noise complaints from Toronto. I know, whatever. But I'm sorry, you started off the podcast 24 minutes in. I can't get this out of my head.
Robin said start this podcast with a bang. So here we are. Bang.
You know how many times since Thursday I've gone into my bets?
And
score, but just to double check. Just maybe they're gonna regrade it, you know.
At the very least, okay. No, we're not even gonna give them a very least because this deserves to be a win. I'm sorry, it does. FanDuel, if you're watching this, you have any representatives that watch this shit?
DK paid me. Same market.
Do it the right way. Do it the right way. So just to let you know, FanDuel hasn't responded to me yet. They said they're line guys, they're betting guys, they're whatever.
Of course they're not.
They're going to write me back. They haven't wrote me back.
Of course they're not going to get back to you. Because what we're suggesting means their system has a glitch. Who knows how many markets across all sports can be misgraded this way? What I'm suggesting to them is huge. And I tried telling them, I said, put aside the fact that you're trying to cheat me personally. Put that aside. I'm telling you, you have a problem with your system. And being someone that's worked with a system, if there's a glitch,
With a shit
oh,
system.
let me tell you, your sphincter starts to get a little tight because this could be huge. This could be paperwork for a month. Do you remember the paperwork, Bisk? Who likes to do paperwork?
Dealing with the AGCO, yeah, brutal. But I don't
So
think
they'll
these new sportsbooks have
never
to do that.
admit. They'll never admit. I don't know what it is. Maybe the Mexican markets fucking mixed up with the Asian markets, and the Asian markets start past midnight. And I don't know. I've been thinking. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I just want somebody to tell me: do you offer baseball markets a day in advance between the same two teams? Somebody get back to me.
It screwed us in so many ways, because had our bet lost, yeah, I would have told you, hit that cash out button, get that money back. But it won. So I'm like, no, we're already sitting at a positive.
I understand, and I don't want to play Mr. Smart Guy. I told you so. It's not about that.
No,
it's not about that. We were sitting on a dub. But I am the way I was raised. But not my father. If something is no look good, it's a no good 100% of the time.
Okay. You know what? I think we're switching gears here, because this is going on too long. I don't think we can go through all the sports books.
Yeah, okay, I'll let it go. But then, okay, you tell them we had another robbery. 2 robberies in 1 week.
What was the other robbery?
Your robbery with the Greek soccer game.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this episode is changing. We're not going. We'll come back in episode 97 and give you guys a rundown of every sports book. I think. Maybe we'll have time. I don't know.
We'll have time, but we're talking right now. The theme is robbery. You can call this episode robbery because that's what it is. Robbery.
Okay.
And when
we'll come back with it.
When you rob people of the people.
Yes. Okay. Robbery. Second case of robbery this week that is making the Godfather lose his marbles was with a credit shop. Now, I'm not going to mention the credit shop that it was. No, because I don't want to get beaten up. You know what I mean? I don't want the credit shop to come after me. Credit shop is the black market, folks. Sometimes you just got to deal with this side of the thing in sports betting. When you get to a certain level, you need outs. Sometimes you got to go to the black market for these outs. Has anything terrible happened to me in the black market since playing in it in beginning when I got into the industry in 2003? No, but I'm someone that pays when I lose.
That's right. You keep your nose clean. Nothing's going to happen to you. And if somebody steals from you, you shut the fuck up. I get it.
Well, if have we been stiffed in the black market? Yes. So that's a risk you got to take. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pros and cons. We can go through this time and time again.
It's no different in the regulated market. They stole from me.
Yeah, that's true. So what happened here, folks, is it was a new account. And I know from my experience, right? I've said it on past episodes here, do not go into a new account and start playing Bulgarian soccer out of the gate, which I've learned from that. Bulgarian is quite unique, and that is not that is not something you want to go in there and shooting with right out of the gate. So my first bet in the account was Portuguese soccer, which Godfather, I'm not a soccer guy. Is Portuguese soccer like top league Portuguese soccer?
Well, it's not Serie A. It's not Serie A Italy, but it's still. I don't think you can consider that.
Minor league.
Minor league? No, not at all.
It's major.
Not at all. It's major league.
Okay, it's not EPL. It's not.
No,
Bundesliga.
It's not EPL. It's not Serie A. It's not Bundesliga. It's not Liga. It's not Liga. But it's approaching. It's approaching.
Okay.
I don't think you can rattle off more European leagues. So the Portuguese league is going to have.
It's better than Denmark.
Well, yeah. Right?
Better than Irish.
Don't start. If you want this to remain under an hour, don't bring up that one.
Okay.
Yes.
So it was Portuguese soccer. It won, right? That was fair. My second one was Greek Super League. I Some friends of ours are really good at sending us value plays in the Greek Super League. Shout out to our
Fantastic.
friends.
Shout out to those friends.
And the agent of this credit shop
Yeah.
said,
After we played,
no,
after you played it.
after we played it, yes, after I played it, said, nope, nope, not taking this minor league soccer bullshit. Play is void. I'll pay you out on the first one, the Portuguese one, but the Greek one, no, it's void. And obviously, what happens in the Greek soccer game?
It wins.
It's a dub. So another dub coming out of our pocket.
It's another dub coming out of our pocket.
And how I dealt with it on our sheet, folks. So the Godfather and I share a Google Docs or whatever, Google Sheet, whatever.
You know I check everything. You know that about me. You know that about
when we put in our bets, we put our bets together and we type in the team name, we type in the line that we get, and we type in the place that we get it. And then the Godfather likes going in. He's our grader. He goes in and grades everything, either red. If we lose, he hates red. That's why he said multiple times on this podcast, I hates the color red. Or green if it wins. Very simple, very straightforward.
Very simple.
And if it's a push, we mark it as yellow. Right? If you're playing a +1 in soccer, a +7 in NFL or something, it lands on the number, it's a push. Boom, yellow.
A real push.
So I beat the guy. When I got the news of this account being, and the account's closed now, 2 bets done. Happens, I guess.
Really?
Whatever. You know, I don't want to shit talk the black market because I don't want anyone knocking at my door.
What are you gonna do? You know what?
So frustrating. So I went into our Google Sheet and I did the Godfather's job, so it didn't get confusing when he was doing his color coding. I put it in yellow and I put the number 0 next to a dub. And you should have seen the cap locks message that came through on my phone. What's up with the Greek soccer? ¿Qué pasa?
Well, I'm going in there to put green where green should be. I see yellow. I thought it was an error.
You thought it was a description error.
You know, it happens. We've, over 2.5 or over 3, and it should have been a 3.5, but you played a 3. I don't know. It could happen. Things happen. Then he tells me.
I tell him the story. Nuts. Robbery. And this was all before what happened in Mexico.
That was way before.
So bad week. Robbed from a black market bookie. Robbed from the score bet and FanDuel. This is what's happened to us so far this week. It's Saturday. We still haven't reached the end. Yeah. And the Godfather has been hotter than I've ever seen him. Hotter than when we were called out on another podcast. Or I was, anyways. So there you go. That's what happened. So again, lesson for everyone. If you're playing in the black market, sure, some of these black market books are weak and they offer a lot of stuff that you can play, but there's always the risk of this shit happening.
You were probably their first customer that did Portuguese and Greek soccer back to back. And,
maybe.
At least they voided the Greek bet well in advance of the game going and not some other shit.
But again, another level of bad luck. Because if that Greek thing loses, what are we doing? We're high five. Hey, Bisky. Boop, boop, boop,
Yeah, dodge the bullet there. Yeah, like.
Oh, bad luck again. So the Malocchio is strong.
I told you about that.
You know what it is? You know what I think it is? We're putting too much of our.
Let me hear this.
Vibes. Too much of our vibes. Is it vibes? Into what's happening on the ice in Ontario. Yeah? Too much energy going towards the Boston Bruins.
Listen.
Saying we want them to take care of business, and now we're getting bad luck in other places. So maybe we got to let the foot off.
So what do we got to be? We got to become Leaf fans then, because I need.
That's extreme. What are you doing?
I need this Malocchio week to stop. Too much red. Everywhere I look, I see red. Everywhere I look, I see red.
At least the Bruins are doing their job right now.
Well, don't jinx
Game
it.
four
Don't jinx
tonight.
it.
Yeah.
Don't. I don't want you. Listen to me. Don't. You want to post shit? You post it when the job is done. Don't go, hey, it's really quiet here. Hey, Toronto, how are you? Good morning. Can you fucking leave it alone?
I will leave it alone.
Leave
Okay.
it alone.
What do we want to do here? Do we want to like rip through all these sports books, or do we want to push that to 97? And
No.
I want to try making shorter episodes. Do we?
Well,
try
we're
making
at
a shorter
35
episode?
minutes. You can't like, okay, I'll try to keep the commentary to a minimum. I got off my chest what needed to get off.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And I'm going to go to the score bet on X, and I'm just going to warn the people there.
I'll be doing some TikToks about it too.
Watch your back with baseball markets, because you could be playing at the only regulated sports book in Ontario that offers baseball markets a day in advance, and you will get nowhere. 4 phone calls, 13 emails. No one's answered my questions.
And
Let's go.
Just to highlight, just to really wrap this all up and send Godfather to another dimension, the score bet has been kicking your ass, G. I have the numbers here in front of me.
It's one of the few. It's one of the few ones. Okay, before you now they're my mortal enemy. Now let me tell you, the Malocchio's gonna turn.
We mentioned FanDuel in there as well. I told you guys about FanDuel, my experience at FanDuel. I was playing some live college basketball in the middle of the season, and they were a little slow to move on some of their numbers, which that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. I wasn't trying to cheat. It was like, hey, I needed to play a number. I was playing a middle, and you guys are giving me these huge gaps, so I am playing there. And they didn't like that too much, so they put me on a massive delay in my live betting. I think I'm on a 12-second delay. Like, you put the bet in, you click submit, it spins for 12 seconds.
Spin.
Yeah. Such a pain in the ass, which means I can't play live. You can only play commercial breaks, but I like to play at commercial breaks anyways, because I'm looking for gaps in the market, right? I'm not trying to hit them on.
Takes time.
Anyways.
Takes time. You need that time.
So right out of the gate, I was down in my FanDuel account, and they put on delays and they put on limits, but the limits are still usable. Right, even on some of the weird shit that we play, Godfather, they still give me $250, $300 on a major market. They'll still take a decent bet, 500, 700, I think. So
lots of those books too.
I would recommend playing at FanDuel. Why not? But know that limits are going to come. That's I think he's pretty much standard across the board of every place that we're going to talk about here. Okay, let's just rapid fire it here. Godfather, we'll start with you. So I got this massive Excel, so you guys got to forgive me for clicking back and forth here. I'll do the best I can. Unibet,
fantastic, loved it there.
You loved it there,
but again, they don't like digits. They don't like winners. So bye, Godfather.
No, Unibet's a Canby book. The Godfather doubled its balance there, and I was lazy here. So one lesson I like to teach all of you right now, if you want to be really good at this game, don't be lazy. And I'm a victim of being lazy with Unibet, because we got information that they were leaving the Ontario market, and we know that they're a Canby book, and Canby's Kambi. That's the
parent company.
I guess the parent company that runs about 5 or 6 sports betting websites out here in Ontario. They're a Canby book, and they're all very easy to beat. They're a Canby book. We got information that they were leaving the Ontario market, so I was telling everyone, make sure you go there
and send us an email.
Give them a couple uppercuts before they leave. I'm going to do it myself, and I never got around to depositing. I was being lazy. Don't be lazy, because that was money that could have easily been taken from them and put. Like, obviously, no guarantees. I could have went to Unibet and went on a losing streak, which happens. Yeah. But chances are you would have came out on top. So don't be lazy, is what I'm saying. If you need to make a deposit, make the deposit. Right? Push, keep pressing.
Yeah.
Godfather liked the Unibet. Okay.
I loved it.
My first place that I bet that was also a Canby book, Leo Vegas. And you're currently playing their Godfather. What do you think
Yeah.
of Leo Vegas?
I love it. I love the Canby books.
Yeah,
But you
no
got
shit. They have everything, and they're
but you
slow
got
to.
to massage every day. Like I'm not
Yeah.
a subtle person, you know. I want to like let's go, right? And so that's the problem with the Canby books, right? You start firing away Bulgarian soccer, and they're gonna last 1 week, a la Pisk, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you got to be delicate with them, but they just always have great numbers. So whether it
Yes,
be they're
and
slow to
they
move or they just
offer they
and they offer a
offer
lot.
they
Yeah,
offer a lot, and they offer Asian lines.
and Asian lines is big. We bet a lot of soccer,
Yes,
and
for
having
soccer,
Asian lanes handy,
you got
very
to.
handy. Yeah, you got to. Okay, this is
So
great info for everyone.
yes, I recommend Leo Vegas. Go
Leo
for it,
Vegas, great book.
listeners.
Pisky's accounts at Leo Vegas did
Thumbs
a
up.
4.5 times my balance.
Well,
So
you know, I mean, there you
and
go.
please, everyone, don't take
These
these
are
as
not
flexes.
flexes. These
Yeah,
are not
don't.
flexes. Okay.
I'm just telling you to give you an idea of what's possible there. That's all I'm saying. They
That's
are
all.
not flexes, and if they were flexes, I would say the exact numbers, which I'm not going to. So
No, you're not going to do that.
there.
And you know, and for
Okay.
every 4-time book, you get a couple which you wanted to break my balls with. Then you don't make 4 times. Anyway, go.
Go. Book number 2 for you, Godfather Bet 99.
Loved it there.
What? 10, yeah, he 10x'd his balance there. And I had a great run with them pre-legalization.
Mhm.
I remember they had a funny story with them. They had a advertisement campaign or something like that at the corner of King and Bathurst in Toronto.
Mhm.
Bunch of people running around with Bet 99 t-shirts and hats and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's all
And
good.
I actually got a picture with them.
That's great.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They couldn't really understand what I was because they're marketing people, right? They don't know that
Yeah, they don't
actually
know.
winning in sports betting exists. They were just trying to get me to sign up, and I'm like, I'm there, and I'm already limited. And they're like, what does that mean? You know, they didn't understand
Yeah.
anything. But I thought it was pretty cool to take a picture.
They should go to work. They should go to work for Scorebet.
There you go. Okay, so Bet 99, big thumbs up. Definitely
Big
go in
thumbs
there
up. Yeah,
if
get
you're
in
looking.
there.
Again,
Yeah,
nice little
and
10x for the Godfather.
yeah,
Okay, next Godfather. Play Fallsview for me. Play Fallsview, again, another Canby book. Much shorter of a leash than what you will get at Leo Vegas, in my experience.
yeah.
Have you been to Play Fallsview yet?
No.
No. Okay. So just we told you everything you need to know about Canby books.
Yeah, you gotta watch what you gotta. You can't go in there like the Pisk, firing away like a maniac, and then 1 week later, this book is shit. No.
I don't play like a maniac. Relax.
Yeah,
I know how to do. Well, I don't know anything. Yeah, everyone's different. Sometimes you put in 2 bets, you get in trouble. Sometimes you put in 10.
That's true.
Sometimes they let you go forever.
That's true.
Okay. So yeah, Play Fallsview. What I did with my half X.
Okay.
So it gives you an idea of tier, right? Nothing. Maybe.
No.
Yeah, nothing there. We'll go back to the Godfather. We're ping-ponging this back and forth here. Tony Bet, Godfather.
Oh, Jetso Cristo. Listen up, peeps. Stay out of there. And that's all I got to say. The KYC'd me like I was a criminal. No. You know, at the very least, some of these other books, which my co-host here has said, at least, they say goodbye to you, but at least it's an easy out. Tony Bet, they effed with me anyway, and they made it hell to get out. So I cannot recommend that book. No way.
Hell, as in they asked you for a lot of identification and shit. And so
They asked me for okay. The ID was okay. I can take a picture, but they wanted banking information that was not like it wasn't just run of the mill stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And no,
Garbage.
So no garbage.
And I can vouch they were brutal pre-legalization as well. We went in there a bunch of times. Garbage. 10 bets, nothing. And yeah, you basically cashed out with the same balance that you went in with. So
It wasn't worth it. Someplace, and this is why I say don't get in. Don't go there. Bet 99. Uni, you can't. They left the market. But anyway, continue.
I'm just going down a list that I have here, folks, so I don't mean to be repetitive, but Bet Rivers is another Canby book. I was not happy with them. I think I screamed about them on one of our episodes here.
Yes, you did.
They severely limited me to the point I couldn't use the account anymore, and I was down. And I hate when places do that.
Yeah, that's...
If we're up and kicking your ass, it's one thing. Like, I say that I get it from a bookmaking perspective, but from is it right? Our friend Sebastian Maniscalco is going on a tour. It ain't right.
It ain't right. It ain't right. It ain't right for you to limit me, and I'm down 2 times, 3 times.
So I went in there and came out a little bit down. I made basically even. Basically even is what I'm going to say. Godfather, you're in there now. Canby book, I guess. Just again, whatever he said with the
With 7 months of experience now, I am massaging my way through there. I do not wish.
So I hope nobody from Canby is watching this, and you never know on the internet these days. But let's hope not. But I think maybe what you're doing right now, where you set up a few Canby books and don't flood them all with everything, a little sprinkle here and there. Yeah, might be a decent strategy. So there's a little nugget for everybody.
I mean, for sure. Don't play Division 5 Argentinian soccer and throw in a W500. The account is finished. One bet might get through, and then you're going to get R790 or W812, something stupid like that. And at that point, listeners, cash out. It's never going to change.
No, you're never gonna...
don't.
Next.
I can change him. No. There's no changing. Relationship advice. What a podcast.
Okay, next, North Star on your side, Godfather. Canby book again. You were able to do a little bit, not quite a double up. I'd say another 0.5x.
Yeah. I lasted a month?
Yeah.
Not even. 3 weeks.
Barrel.
3 weeks.
Same shit, different book. I'd say, could you agree, Godfather, that the best Canby book in terms of leash is probably Leo Vegas?
Yes. I can confirm that 100%.
So, let's just leave it. Okay. That's it with the Canby books. Yeah. And I apologize.
North Star was good. I would, honestly, you can go in.
About the same as Play Fallsview. Yeah.
But you gotta be.
They're good, but they're not gonna. It's not gonna last long.
It's not gonna last long.
I don't know.
You gotta be. Yeah. If you're super square and you love playing 12-team parlays, North Star's good.
Maybe, but that's not what we're saying. And maybe go listen to. There's some really smart dudes on Twitter at Mr. Limited. I know he gives a lot of tips on how to stay alive in your accounts. I don't pay attention to it close enough.
Yeah,
it's
I've heard it all before.
It's a learning process, and there's other podcasts that you can go and watch for tips on how to stay alive. But anyways, moving along. There's another Canby book, Casimo.
You lasted
quick double up there. So again,
a week. You double up in a week. I mean, that's not skill. That's kind of luck of the draw. Yeah, I get. But that's my point. Why do you limit me when you get 5 bets in a row and then all of a sudden you're feeling guilty?
I know.
The next bet you put in, you're trembling as you're putting your bet in because I hope I can get $100. What is this? It's terrible.
Next, my side, Betway. So everyone, you make a sound of a wet fart. Way to go. That's basically what they were. No, to be fair, I actually got a pretty long lifeline at Betway. They finally had enough about a week ago. Yeah. A lot of people told me, Piss, don't bother with this place. They're going to kick you out after 3 or 4 bets. But here's the thing. I went on a shitty cold streak with Betway out of the gate. So I guess it worked in my favor because they thought I was real stupid. I think I was down to my last $75.
Yeah.
And then we put it on a tennis dude at a plus 300 and he won. and I made
Yeah.
it all the way back and ended up Betway, not quite a double up, but
Still,
yeah, still made some money there. And
remarkable.
yeah,
Remarkable.
they were lenient with me, and I think you know what it was. I hate to go back to this, but I think it was Mexican baseball that they finally said, "No, fuck this guy, he's out of here." Yeah, yeah, Mexican baseball got me in trouble there. So I would recommend going into Betway, but again, be careful, be delicate with them. That's my advice there.
Yeah.
All right, Godfather, Bet Victor.
Oh, Jesu Christ. Well, Bet Victor, if you play European sports, namely soccer, the European basketball leagues, there was no plays that I could not get at Bet Victor. Had some systematic issues where they started with the under over, like the
Yeah, we went through that. Yeah, that's a website malfunction. That's what that is. But they fixed it. I don't know if someone that Victor was watching this. They fixed it after we complained about it.
They did, but again, I think it was just too much of the same stuff going in from me, and they chiseled at least they chiseled me like level by level. When then the third level was a level that didn't work for me personally, and it was time to cash out. And again, to their credit, they cashed me out, no problems.
Okay.
So
Good little rundown.
yeah,
For Bet Victor. You how did you do there? Let me take a look. Ooh. 3x at Bet Victor. Not bad.
and you remember we had that fiasco with that bonus.
Oh God, the bonus. Be careful with the bonuses there. Yes. If you've been watching the podcast, you know what we're talking about. They have this really weird bonus structure, so make sure you read the terms and conditions very closely.
Really dire rollover process.
Yes. So yes. Great tip there is really look into that stuff.
No bonuses.
Okay. No bonuses unless you again really know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what, Godfather? Because this is how we're going to do this.
Okay.
I think we can talk about. No, I have a story because one of our listeners asked me a question.
Do that. We can.
So here's what we're doing. We're about halfway through the books.
Okay,
so
we'll do the other half next week.
Episode 97, because there are a few that are going to make the Godfather blow his gasket again. So you guys can look forward to that.
You enjoy it.
next
You
week.
enjoy. That's
I
one
love the
thing.
passion.
That's the
I love the
one
passion.
solid thing about you. Right from the first freaking day I met you, you really enjoy pissing me off. You take some real weird pleasure out of this.
No, I love the passion, and so do the people.
Nah, nobody.
The
likes
people
that.
love genuine, real advice, stories,
I'll give you
reactions.
any kind of advice you're looking for. Hit me up.
There you go. So
But
yes, we will
you
finish this
got
list
to-
next episode.
But you got to
Got to.
accept what comes back the other way. Because I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear.
Good.
Okay.
That's why people show up here every week. Did you know? So again, shout out to Robin. Robin did a little analysis of this podcast. Did you know
Yeah.
at one point? Well, first of all, we're in the top 20% of listens. Of
No
podcasts.
chance.
Did you know
No
that? Yes, we are.
No chance.
Yes, we are.
Then the podcast market is
Weak, vulnerable,
vulnerable to say the least.
Yeah, there was something I should have wrote it down, but she found a stat that at this time last year, I believe. So I didn't even look who we had on, but there was a particular episode that went up to as high as number 120 on the charts, and I don't know if that was like globally or if it was in the sports category. But regardless, that's pretty incredible. And
Listen.
because, again, guys, I know there's quite a few of you that show up every single week to watch us and hear the Godfather and I just shoot the shit with each other and yell and scream at one another. But it's there actually are people coming here. And we always joke that, yeah, there's only like 25 people listening to us and watching us, but there actually is a decent amount of people that show up weekly to watch us, Stromes.
You want to hear the latest? I have been accused by one of my daughters that I'm costing her dates. Because some of these potentials, she'll mention that, oh, what does your father do? Well, he's
on YouTube.
He's a retired person, and he does a podcast. They immediately go on the podcast, and then they come back and report and say, "Have you watched some of your father's podcasts?" And then they don't go, So
left unread after that.
This promise of mine that we were going to get to 100 has cost me personally. Let me tell you.
That brings tears to my eyes. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love it.
You love it. I know you do.
Apologies to the Mirabelli daughters. We're just trying to have a good time here. That's all. We're trying to help people out, and we're just trying to give some entertainment here. Okay. Here's the question. So,
what's the question?
Again, tune in everyone next week. We're going to finish this list because I don't want to keep you guys here for 2 hours, and I got a birthday party to go to, so I can't stay here.
It's all about you all the time.
So Mike M from Toronto, thank you for this question, and thank you everyone who sends us DMs. Yeah. Questions for the podcast, recommendations, even constructive criticism. Give it to us. I want to get better at this shit.
Who did that?
I mean, there's people all the time. No, actually, you know what? People don't really send too many criticisms. But they send requests of things that we can talk about. And here's one of the requests from Mike M. I think he's a fellow arbitrage dude or middling dude like I am. Okay. And he wanted to know because he said, Pisky, on quite a few podcasts, you've mentioned that you were trying something a little new this year with your middling things, right? And the Godfather knows what I'm talking about. And I think probably all of you do as well, where I said a lot of times with my experience in middling, you're going to play at a sharp place, Pinnacle, Bookmaker, Circa, and you're going to play at a weak place, BetMGM, Bet365, DraftKings, right? And what you usually notice in the long run is that you beat up on the quote-unquote recreational places, which I have rebranded to predatory places, and you lose at the Pinnacle places. I'm going to be completely straight. I have never beaten Pinnacle in the long run in my life. Even accounts these days, I look at my balance, I'm like, oh my God, I should know better not to play anything at Pinnacle because they always kick my ass. They always kick my ass. So what I started to do, when I saw my opportunities for a middle in college basketball live, I would simulate playing at Pinnacle. Okay, I'm going to play Oral Roberts here, -7, blah, 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 put it in, fake, and I would just play the other side. So people asked me, Mike M from Toronto, I don't even know if he's from Toronto, to be honest. Actually, yeah, in his name, it's YYZ, so I assume he is from Toronto.
Okay.
He said, so how did you do by doing that little experiment? Well, you guys all know that I don't like variance. So there were many times where I went on a shit streak and I got very scared and I kind of bounced back to middling, which I know I shouldn't be doing. Yeah, no, I hate it. I hate, you know that. What are we talking about? So there were a few times where I got scared and I backed off. I didn't go as hard as I should, got a little nervous. All in all, at the end of the season, sorry guys, I know that I'm being slow here because I got a million tabs open and I'm trying to go back and forth to let you know. I got to click on my Pisky Straights tab here. And I got some numbers that I'm okay with sharing because I think it'll help everyone here. So I was down with this little experiment of not playing at Pinnacle. It turned out to be down 2 dimes on 134,000 in volume for an ROI of minus 1.5%. So I basically broke even, is what that says. And when I was in Costa Rica, I ran these numbers by the full dog, and as soon as I said my total volume, number, he scoffed and went, not enough. Not enough to judge whether this is good or this is bad. But I was expecting it to crush because before doing this experiment, I noticed that I was getting my ass kicked in my Pinnacle account, and I looked through all my bets and I said, okay, if I remove all these bets from my spreadsheet, and I did that work, I'm like, oh my God, I would have been making so much more than my middling. My middling was up though. I was doing well in the middling, but it looked like I could make way more if I just removed Pinnacle. So I did. College basketball season. But here's my theory in it. Okay, the full dog, who's much more experienced in this industry than I am, and he knows what he's talking about a hell of a lot more than I do. Beast mode. When he says not enough volume to make an accurate,
he means it.
An accurate
analysis.
Analysis. Thank you.
You'd be lost without me.
Yeah, I know. I would be. He knows what he's talking about, so he's right. There's not enough there. There's not enough data to go off of.
Yeah.
But my theory, and again, you guys can comment here on YouTube, or you can send me DMs and tell me if I'm crazy or not. My theory is, when I was losing all kinds at Pinnacle, that was during the NFL and college football season, right? Pinnacle's max bets in college basketball, in college football and the NFL are much bigger than college basketball. So to me, that says they are much more confident in their NFL numbers and their college football numbers. Whereas in college basketball, they're a lot smaller, so they're not as confident. So that's what spooked me from really hammering the pedal to the metal, because I noticed that Pinnacle's limits were so small. So
I would agree with that.
Does this work, removing Pinnacle from the situation? Does it work in big major markets like the NBA, the NFL, potentially college football? And maybe it doesn't work as good in lower markets like CBK. That's my theory. So take that as you wish.
Yeah.
This is completely genuine. This is completely real. And I am sitting here with a giant question mark. I don't know. It just seems like it always happens that way when you decide to make a move and take on more risk, that it just kind of like implodes and scares you. And I've said this on many podcasts as well, that every new venture that we test out, that I personally test out throughout my life, is immediately shit right out of the gate. So bad to scare you. Yeah. And you gotta fight through it. And again, shout out to the full dog, because he is the best at that. This guy has ice water in his veins, liquid nitrogen. Stone Cold Killer. And I am not that way. I am a little bit of a chicken. So the theory is still out there, and we'll see next football season, and we'll see if I maybe play half the middle at Pinnacle, and a full whammo at BetMGM or wherever I'm playing the other side. So yeah, I'm sorry, that doesn't really answer your question, but I guess it does. It does give some.
I was going to bring it up, but I didn't want to.
But it does give insight a little bit.
It does, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's how the project went. So thank you again to Mike M from the YYC.
Absolutely. Keep those questions coming.
Keep them coming.
If you actually follow this podcast, like actually, and you have questions, honestly, I can tell you that the guy next to me, he likes people, he likes helping people, and he'll answer your questions if he can. Honestly, me, I don't like nobody, but ask him. And he will answer the questions honestly. He,
even if it makes me look silly, like I just reported a loss there. I lost on that little project. So even if it makes me look silly, I don't care, because that's what we're here to do.
Two dimes
to help you guys.
Two dimes, and you want me to buy steak dinners? I don't understand.
Because I lost.
Anyway, listen. I want to tell the people, because you let.
We got to wrap it up here.
Yeah. Well, let's finish the podcast with this color coding. I don't like red. I don't like even unsuspecting yellows. Love green. But let me tell you, there's one color I love the most, and that is the diamond blue.
The diamond blue.
The diamond blue, baby.
is the color that I would use when I hit a middle. Blew it up, and yeah, the Godfather would send me diamond
just
emojis
diamond
nonstop.
emojis, baby. So
Well, that is a good way to wrap it up. So the last thing I want to say again, Robin, our social media helper now, has told me, Pisky, you don't do enough call to CTA, call to action at the end of your episodes.
what the fuck is that?
So you have to tell people to please share this podcast, please like this podcast, please comment on this podcast, so that our numbers get bumped and bumped and bumped. Yeah, so we have more
Okay,
people.
Robin. No
Yeah.
problem.
So with that, like, follow, and share this podcast, please, and thank you. And we'll catch you guys next week for the remainder of our sportsbook list.
Don't tell anybody you know me, and be careful at the score.
Ciao.